Now, let's just keep it real. This is the same thing with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. As long as you're the top paid person on that panel, you're the big dog. All right? You're the big dog. McAfee came on Stephen A. Smith panel. All right? Stephen A. Smith, in his mind, he's the big dog, not only on First Take, but in ESPN in general. But McAfee makes more money than Stephen A. Smith. So who is really the big dog?
The Golden State Warriors, after losing 6 straight, they've won 6-2 in their last 8. Coach Scott, are they back? Are they going to make their way into the playoffs? What are your thoughts on Golden State? Do you think they're able to get into the playoffs and make a little noise this year, or are you worried that they might not do anything?
It's tricky. Got to find out what's going on with Steph's ankle. He wrenched his ankle pretty bad. Don't know what that's going to look like long term. One of the things that has helped them out in that 6-4 run since the All-Star break, man, Clay coming off the bench and embracing that role has gave them such a lift. Chris Paul coming back, giving them such a lift. I mean, I think they're in the 10th spot right now, behind the Lakers, half a game back. I think if they can put together a good run going into the playoffs, I think their momentum gives them a chance to be scary. But that's something to be seen. But also, me personally, I just gotta, because Steph has had so many issues with those ankles, I just gotta find out and see really how that's going to help him out long term.
Well, they get into the play-in. That's what it looks like. If they keep on the way they're going. Coach Shay, I know you got a lot to say about it, but what are your thoughts? Who are you more worried about? The Lakers or the Warriors?
All right, listen, Steph not there. Of course it's the Warriors. All right? And if the audience don't know, I'm a Steph Curry guy. It's my favorite player in the NBA. But as the lone objective panelist who can be objective about their favorite players, I'm going to be objective about Stephen Curry and the
this
Warriors.
Is an honest panel, right? We supposed to tell the truth every time we say something to the best of our ability, right? Come on.
Listen, you are what your record says you are. It's that simple. All right. The NBA has helped these players and teams out. They gave you 2 extra spots to have an opportunity to get into the playoffs. You're the 10th seed. You got a 33-30 record. You are what your record says you are. You're mediocre. It's that simple. Now, unless you're telling me Steph can play every minute of the game, because when he's on the court, they have the number 4 offensive rating in the NBA. The number 4, 119.8. That's almost a 120 offensive rate. That's awesome when he's playing. But he can't play every minute, okay? They have a 102.1 pace when Steph is on the court. That's number 4 in the NBA. When he's off the court, they're dead last. They're the slowest team in the NBA. The Warriors are old. The Warriors are slow. They're not athletic, okay? Now, as I always say, defensive rebounding wins championships. They're the number 2 rebounding team in the NBA, but they're not playing any defense, okay? You're not playing any defense. Last night, you got beat by a Wemby-less Spurs. A Wemby-less Spurs. Wemby didn't play. You gave up 4 30-point quarters. You're not playing any defense. So how? How are you going to turn this thing around? Okay? Your point of attack defenders are slow. Steph Curry, he's not a very great athlete. All right? Clay, he's old. All right? Andrew Wiggins, he's struggling this year. Yeah. They can't guard the ball. You got to be able to guard the ball to be able to win in the playoffs. Right now, they're not showing it. They can win some games. And not only that, they 16-22 versus the West. How you going to get out the West? How? You 16-22. How you going to get out the West? You are what your record says you are.
Well, sounds like they need Larry Bird, Coach Scott. Draymond Green ain't doing the groin kicks no more. Something wrong. And they need some help over there. Yeah, well, they may struggle. It'd be, Coach Scott, it'd be weird to see the Warriors not in the playoffs. Because for some years we looked at this like this is a dynasty. And obviously it's coming to an end. And Father Time is undefeated, except in one case. But primarily he's undefeated.
Wonder why.
And don't shake your head. I'm just saying, that's a compliment, not an insult. But he's undefeated. But it looks like Father Time is starting to slowly dismantle the Warriors. And I thought, Clay, not Clay, but Steph was actually holding on the longest and still, but like I say, those ankles, the ankles. Who do you think? Who are you more worried about? The Lakers or the Warriors?
Uh, I think Coach L makes a great point. I mean, you are what your record says you are, and neither one of them are really just from a defensive standpoint. Neither one of them are playing just really well. I would say the Lakers. I would say the Lakers. My squad is back on the east side, the B side. So I wouldn't, if the Lakers got into the second round, I would be surprised. But it looks like they're trying to put some things together. It's just they don't play defense well. They try to go out and outscore everybody every night, and it's just not a good look. It's not something you can sustain. It's just not something you can sustain.
Well, time will tell. But we're gonna move to the next segment. All right, listen. It sounds like some trouble is going on at home. All right, there's a little bit of trouble going on at home. Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee. A little something brewing, Coach Scott. And I think I might have an idea what it is. Mainly because Stephen A. he said it. It's not a secret, really. What's going on with the top dog at ESPN, Coach Scott? Him and Pat McAfee.
Well,
Is he scared Pat McAfee coming for him or what? Like, what's going on?
Well, I think it's all surrounded about money. Definitely.
Right.
I don't think Pat McAfee is coming for him. He need to be coming for Pat McAfee because Pat McAfee right now got the bag. He's got a bigger bag than Stephen A. And I think that's the issue. It's a couple of things about this that kind of stick out like a sore thumb. Couple of things, right? First, who leaked the call? It was supposed to be a private call. This was supposed to be two men trying to iron out some things, and this is supposed to be a private call, and the call got leaked. Who leaked the call? Stephen A. apparently made some statements about Pat McAfee, not saying that he was racist, not saying that he felt like he was overstepping or anything like that, but he did say he felt like Pat McAfee had privilege and he felt like he was utilizing his privilege. Who do you know goes to work with muscle shirts on and t-shirts on and doesn't dress as Stephen A. would dress and doesn't dress like other analysts dress and things of that nature. So I feel like when you look at apples to apples based off of both of the shows and both of the hosts, I like both the shows, but I can say I don't go to work like that. You don't go to work like that. So he made a statement and he stood down on that statement. But I also can say, hey, Stephen A. might have a point because I don't ever recall a time in my professional career outside of football where you could be called an MFer and you keep your job.
Yeah.
What say you?
Yeah. Coach L, I will say this. Now let's be fair. If you and this it ain't nothing to do with Pat McAfee. It got whoever at ESPN.
Right.
Black, white, blue, purple. Let's just be honest. It doesn't matter. Stephen A. has been the top dog for a lot of years. Stephen A. has brought you the numbers for a lot of years. Now, mind you, I'm not. We talked about Stephen A. last show and how you need to, watch what he's saying. He needs to show a little more. So, we're just gonna be honest on both sides. If we could honestly say when Stephen A. messes up, let's honestly say when he probably have a point as well.
Absolutely.
If he's been the top dog for a lot of years, no matter how he got there, Coach J.O., shouldn't ESPN have treated him as the top dog since he's bringing you the numbers?
Of course they should. And like Coach Scott said, this is the problem. Now, let's be clear. McAfee and Stephen A. Smith both came out publicly, stated that there's no beef between the two. Both can go on each other's show. They're looking forward to doing work with each other. They're colleagues, so on and so forth. Right? Now, but there was an altercation.
Right.
Right? They handled it like men, apparently, right? But this is a money issue. This is a ego trip. This is an ego struggle right now. All right. Now, let's just keep it real. This is the same thing with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. As long as you're the top paid person on that panel, you're the big dog. All right? You're the big dog. McAfee came on Stephen A. Smith panel. All right? Stephen A. Smith, in his mind, he's the big dog, not only on First Take, but in ESPN in general. But McAfee makes more money than Stephen A. Smith. So who is really the big dog? Okay? Who's really the big dog?
Right.
Stephen A. Smith did an interview with Clay Travis last December, and he was asked a question about, do he feel that he should be the number one paid analyst in ESPN? He said, yes. I'm not stuttering. Hell yes. That's absolutely true. I've mastered my own business in the world of sports television. I've been number one for 12 years. April 1st will mark 12 consecutive years I've been number one. Not only have I been number one every year, I've been number one every week and every month of every year for the last 12 years. You don't get to say that about too many people.
Right.
Why isn't he the highest paid analyst? All right. Joe Buck came in, got paid more than him. Troy Aikman came in, got paid more than him.
Yeah.
He welcomed them in.
Yep.
He welcomed them in. He welcomed McAfee in. But McAfee looking at Stephen A. like, dude, I make more money than you. How you gonna? Who are you?
Yeah, that's to me. And what goes on, Coach Scott, with this is that I feel like ESPN is responsible for the tears in the relationships between these men because, yeah, this guy has a valid point that he has been carrying us for a number of years, but I'm going to pay these guys more. And so naturally, you're going to be like, wait a minute, hold on. Wait, when am I going to get my worth? And that's going to naturally at some point cause some friction between you and your coworkers. Right. I mean, because no, you give him, okay, $12 million a year, but you got like an $85 million contract over here, Troy Aikman, and all these type of things. Like, what's going on with that? And I think ESPN knows what they're doing, and it's not the first shady thing that we've seen or heard about ESPN. It happens. It happens. It's issues with all type of Brian Clark live on TV. He just went ahead and put it out there. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of this. We've seen issues like that with Ray Lewis. These things have happened over time. Let's just be honest. Unfiltered, ESPN's a suspect network. They crappy. They do low down and dirty things. And they treat people certain ways, Coach Scott. And let's just be honest. This crap's intentional. Am
Absolutely.
I wrong? Am I off by that?
No, you're not off at all. I mean, I think that you have to butter the bread where it needs to be buttered at, and in this respect, Stephen A. needs to get what he's owed. He needs to get what he's deserved, and be put in the proper place as it pertains to that show and any other network that deals with ESPN from a analyst position, to where Stephen A. is actually utilizing his skill set to bring other individuals to actually bring their expertise to the show. They need to pay him for it. I mean, the guy he's done it. He's proven to do it. He has the juice. He has it. I mean, he has it. I mean, yeah. I personally, I think he says, a couple of controversial things, and I think that's just to get the blood going. But at the same time, he doesn't back down off of what he's saying. He stands on what he's saying. But as it pertains to the information, he's one of the best to ever do it. And it's not just last year. It's not just the year before that. It's been consistently, like Coach J.O. said, for the last 12 years.
Yeah. Well, I'll disagree with just a piece of what you said. I do think he needs to back down on some of the stuff he say. I get what he's doing, but yeah, sometimes you need to back down on what you say. Hey,
but he don't back down.
No, he's not.
He doesn't. He doesn't. He should, but he doesn't.
Yeah, Right. Especially when you're talking about calling people, fat body
Yeah,
shaming
fat,
with
yeah,
hamburgers and,
absolutely.
stuff like that. Hey, you should back
And
down.
that's why he's getting wore out.
Yeah, they wearing them out.
That's why he's getting wore out.
Exactly.
Welcome to The GOAT Debate, the premier online sports debate show where engaging discussions and thrilling debates unfold as we determine who is the greatest of all time in every sport. I am your host, Abaya Israel, joined by my two co-hosts, Coach Scott and Coach J.O. Tune into our YouTube and Facebook channels to catch our reactions and coverage of the biggest games and the latest news. Don't miss out on your chance to participate in the action. Join us every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for The GOAT Debate, where you, the viewer, can call in and share your thoughts on who deserves the title of the GOAT. Be sure to mark your calendars. Every Monday, we upload 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and we go live every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to subscribe, call in, and participate. Come and be a part of the conversation.